All right, hello everybody. Back for another little bit of live streaming here, folks. Welcome aboard. We're going to be talking about some news events that have taken place since I was in here a few hours ago. If you're out there in the chat, pop in and say hi, and we'll talk about some things. Let's first go over again to something that's just breaking right now, maybe within the last hour or so, about this father arrested after mass casualty crash into restaurant kills daughter. All right, folks, let's see what possessed this man to do this. This was in Bessemer City, North Carolina. A man is in custody after he allegedly rammed his car into a Gaston County restaurant Sunday afternoon. 2 people were killed and several more were injured. Now, this incident happened at the Surf and Turf restaurant located at 808 North 14th Street in Bessemer City. Police described the incident as intentional and domestic related. Okay, so they're not going to use the terrorist-related description. One of the deceased victims was identified as 26-year-old Caitlin Self, a Gaston County Sheriff's deputy. The suspected driver is Roger Self, Caitlin's father. Now, according to the Gaston Gazette, wait staff reported that Self took his family into the restaurant and then had them seated. He then went back out to his vehicle and drove at a high rate of speed into the area where they were sitting. The Jeep was several feet inside the building. Oh, man. I mean, what possesses people, folks? Seriously now. I don't get people anymore. I just don't get them. I don't understand what would possess anyone to do that. And, folks, if you're out there, pop in the chat, say hi. Let me know if you're watching. We're going to cover this event. We're going to cover a couple of other things. We're going to check breaking news. We'll see what's what and who's who and what's going on here. So again, why would this father? Why would he drive into a restaurant and kill his daughter? It just, I don't know. I don't understand what's wrong with people. I do not get people. Yeah. But of course, I suppose it's not for me to get them, right? So. Anyway, welcome aboard. If you're out there, pop in the chat and say hi. We're going to talk about news for a while, folks. Let's see what else we have going on here. Okay, looking at breaking news again. We were expecting something to pop this afternoon. The few of us that were in here, and nothing did. Okay, this is breaking as of 40 seconds ago. Israeli occupation forces attacking Jenin City in West Bank, Palestine right now. Again, these events have been taking place on Sunday nights. Now, I don't know if this is a video or what this is. Let's have a look-see. No, it's just, again, Israeli occupation force. Palestine is calling this. The Al-Qadipal Twitter page for Palestine is attacking Jenin City in the West Bank right now. Okay, let's see if anything else is going to break as far as what might take place if Israel decides to go after any more Iranian assets. All right, we have Saudi Arabia and the UAE struggle for control in Socotra, Yemen's island paradise that may be just one swap occupation for another. So again, the Middle East is just hot, and it's been hot. Another breaking event, reports suggest that one person has died following a serious accident in Wake County, North Carolina, involving a church bus. But this is the thing that really has got me. Again, this father arrested after mass casualty crash into a restaurant where he killed his own daughter. And I just don't get it. I don't understand why someone would do that. Hello, Amy C. Welcome aboard. If you're out there, folks, pop into the chat, say hi. You know, if you want to remain a lurker, that's okay too. But we're going to talk about different news events here. Again, this father was arrested after he allegedly rammed his car into a Gaston County restaurant. That's Gaston County, North Carolina, Bessemer City more specifically. He injured 2 people and killed his daughter. This was intentional. He brought his family in, seated them, and then he went back out to his SUV and drove the SUV in and killed his daughter. I mean, drove his SUV into the restaurant. Just absolutely insane. I don't get it. I don't understand. But and then again, this story that I did a report on earlier, thousands in Sweden have implanted microchips under their skin, and again, this is pure mark of the beast technology, folks. And these people in Sweden are just so ready to accept this. And I mean, this implant is about the size of a grain of rice, and it features near-field communications technology, which is found in credit cards, debit cards, key fobs, and smartphones. It can be read, but it can't read anything. It's passive. It can store data to be read by other devices, but it cannot read devices itself. The microchips are encased in a shell slightly larger than a grain of rice. The chip is inserted just under a person's skin, often in their hand, and the chip allows the person to pay for items, access their building, and their computers. Essentially, this is beast technology. This is what I believe the mark of the beast is going to be, and they call this biohacking right here. Now let's quote this person right here. Ulrika Selsing is one of 3,000 Swedes with a microchip implanted in her hand, a process called biohacking. Now this 28-year-old told AFP it was fun to try something new and see what one could use it for to make life easier in the future. That's how the Antichrist is going to build this, folks. He's going to build this as making your life easier in the future by having this chip that he is going to parade out to us. He's going to convince so many millions upon millions of people that this will make your life easier. The mark of the beast. And all gone. Welcome aboard again. Thanks, my friend, for being there. Folks, if you're out there, please pop into the chat, say hi, let me know if you're out there. We're going to be talking about breaking news events for a while here, some different things that we can discuss. I'm not really freelancing so much. I wanted to talk about this event with the 3,000 Swedes having the microchip. So happily, so readily accepting this chip into their hands. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me that someone would do that. I'm just jumping through different windows right here, folks, looking for different things to share with you. I had a lousy fishing event today. I just went out fishing. It was windy. It was rainy. Not even any bites. I mean, nothing. Now this is interesting. Alarming study suggests Bitcoin consumes an astonishing amount of energy, and it's only getting worse. Well, yes, mining Bitcoins does take a lot of energy, and again, it's going to get worse. I would think that some manner of cryptocurrency will be behind the mark of the beast, whatever that winds up being, an RFID chip, a passive chip that is able to be read but does not read. I believe it's going to draw from a cryptocurrency account. So with that, let's see what we have going on over here, folks. Let's pop in. There's Jim. Hey, oh, there's Jim right there. Yeah, there he is. And he's going to see who is out there visiting. Again, we've got Amy C and all gone. If you're out there, folks, pop in. Pop in and say hello in the chat. You don't have to just be a lurker. You can pop in there once and say hi. Let me know you're out there. We're talking about breaking news. And your buddy's on Larry Sharp's campaign team. That could be a big problem, all gone. Absolutely. Let's jump back over to the news. Let's get me out of here and let's pop back out and look at this. Again, I've had this anticipation all day, folks, this feeling of something significant breaking today or tonight, and thus far it really has not happened. I mean, I don't think we need to. Okay, a cat was found in Paris, California, with an arrow stuck in its body. Well, that's sad. That's sick. Again, that's sick news. Now, Bangladesh News 24 is reporting Russian dirty money flowing through London damages Britain. Okay, but I am wondering exactly what is taking place with the Israel occupation forces attacking Jenin City. in the West Bank of Palestine right now. This is coming from a Palestinian tweeter. So is that really happening? That's what you have to wonder. But this situation now here with biohacking and getting this chip put into your hand, so you can use it basically to store information, credit card information, identification, keys, train tickets, among everyday other items. Okay, this is exactly, I believe, what the mark of the beast is going to be, and these people in Sweden are so happy to do this. Do they have any idea what this is a precursor of? What this is basically a prototype of? I think this is the prototype of the mark of the beast. And you know, the Antichrist, folks, again, I did a story earlier today about a peace arrangement that the Trump administration is already working on. Jared Kushner is working on it. And this thing may come to fruition in the next month or two. And could it be that 7-year false peace that is forged by the Antichrist? Whoever signs that document, whoever, I should say, to make it more clear, gets the other parties, Israel and their Arab neighbors, to sign that document, and then he himself signs that document as the mediator of this, he will be the Antichrist. He will be the son of perdition. He will lord over the earth during that 7-year reign, folks. And it's not going to be pretty, and you do not want to be here for that. Absolutely not. So we are greetings from Central Canada, Kudawiswin. I hope I pronounced your name right, my friend. Hello there. Welcome aboard. Again, folks, if you're out there in the chat, pop in and say hi. There is the super chat if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, if you want to support my channel. There's also a link to my latest fiction book, Light, a Wayfarers story, available in Kindle and paperback. And folks, if you're watching World Events, that is a fiction book for you. And seriously, I don't know how fictional it is. It may be as much non-fictional. So we have that going on. And I'm just keeping an eye on breaking news because, again, I've had this feeling. Of something significant. Thus far has not happened. I mean, this story here with this man ramming his car through a surf and turf restaurant and killing his daughter intentionally, this is pure evil. This is absolutely pure evil. It was a domestic event of some kind, but why would someone do this? Why would... I just... it leaves me speechless. Can I say that? Can I say I'm just speechless, okay? Why would someone want to do that? Why would someone want to kill their own daughter? I don't get it. Can anybody answer me that question? How bad of a domestic situation would it have to be that someone would want to kill their own daughter, their own child, their own flesh and blood, their own progeny? How is it? I mean, what have we deteriorated into in this world? How godless have we become? The thought of doing that just, I can't fathom it. It's beyond sadness. It is just beyond sadness, folks. But again, I want to let you know, if you're out there, I'm going to stay with this a little while longer, depending on what kind of a gathering we draw here. Pop in the chat and say hi. You know, let us know what's on your mind. We're covering breaking news events again. I just this story. Maybe I should move away from it before it just causes me to be perplexed to the point of non-functioning. No, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible, folks. And then again, we have 3,000 already Swedes that have accepted a microchip implanted in their hand with a process called biohacking, which is storing all of their important information like credit cards, debit cards, key fobs, and smartphones. This is pure beast technology. Do they realize what this is a prototype of? And how close of a prototype is it? I mean, this is, I believe, exactly, maybe not exactly, but very similar to what is going to happen during the Great Tribulation. And if you're alive and you don't take this chip, you're a goner, you're dead. And believe me, you would be better off dead, because if you don't accept this chip, that means that you have accepted Christ, I would have to think, and you would not be worried about the repercussions of having your head chopped off. Now, they have implant parties, okay, in Sweden, where a gathering where the piercing specialist injects microchips into millennials. Okay, so this right here is this happy millennial is getting the chip put into his hand. Piercing parties, okay. And this is another picture of it right here of the microchip going in. This must be the injecting needle to put it in right there. Yeah. Again, don't people aren't going to get it. That's just that they aren't going to understand until it's too late. Unfortunately, they just aren't going to understand, and then it is going to be too late. All right. There just isn't a whole ton of new and exciting things going on right now. If you're a hockey fan, the expansion Las Vegas Golden Knights are on their way to the Stanley Cup Championship. That is quite an achievement for a first-year expansion team, and they are going to play in the Stanley Cup Championship. So there's that too. So I guess you could call that breaking news of sorts. Let's see. Who else? What else? Can we talk about Santa Fe? Santa Fe. Again, I believe was a staged event. Staged event where real people die. Real people die in these staged events. I believe it's about pushing that no more guns, that anti-gun agenda. People will be sacrificed in order to push through this what they're hoping to be the abolishment of the Second Amendment. Okay. And then the subsequent surrendering of maybe not just assault weapons, but most handguns. That's what I think that is. Out of sync, welcome aboard. It is all too familiar. It seems like this scenario, it's the same script every time, is it not? We have the loner, we have the outsider, the kid that just isn't quite right up here. All of a sudden he's got the gun and he's in the school killing people. And immediately, hang on one second, folks. Immediately, the outcry. You look on Twitter, you look on any social media. It's like the outcry immediately. When are we going to have this conversation about gun control? Trump and his guns, Republicans and their guns, Second Amendment. How many more of our children have to die? How much more blood has to be shed? The whole damn thing is staged. I'm telling you, it is. And you should worry. You should worry because they're not going to stop. Okay, it's not just going to end. It doesn't matter who's in office, folks. Actor, yeah. I believe he was an actor. Okay, that's what I'm going to say on that. But unfortunately, I also believe in these events, real people die. Real people are sacrificed. Real children get killed in these events. And that is the worst part of it. It is out of sync. It is diabolical. Absolutely. It is sinister. It is satanic. That's exactly what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there, pop in the chat, say hi, let me know you're here. We're talking about breaking events. We were talking about staged events. We'll probably wind up talking about Bible prophecy. More than likely, we always seem to end up on that conversation. And you know, the Ukraine, all gone, always a hot topic for sure. But I'm going to jump out of you haven't got to look at me all the time. I'm going to jump out. I'm going to leave me behind. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to see exactly what's taking place. Again, I'm expecting something. Of course, okay. Well, there's some severe weather in the south, folks. I mean, this is important too. Well, first, let me point this out to you, okay? This is Ghost Lab UK breaking luminous apparition of tortured soul reported in Tetbury College, possibly related to previous incidents. That luminous apparition is not a ghost, folks. That's a demon. If that's anything, that's a demon. That's what they're seeing. But right now, breaking from Stormwatch Atlanta, 62-mile-per-hour winds coming into Lutherville. Take cover now. Severe thunderstorm warning, and that is around the Atlanta area, Lutherville. That's nothing to take lightly. Very often, tornadoes will follow these things, or at least the threat thereof. So if you live in that area, folks, take heed of that. That's for sure. Because that is nothing to sneeze at. Nothing at all to sneeze at, folks. All right. So wanted to show you that. That is important. Absolutely. What isn't important anymore? Everything seems to have a level of importance anymore. We're living in a diabolical time, folks. We're living in a very diabolical time when evil is on the march. This is we are entering into the last days, and again, I never thought it would be such a slow but yet such deliberate process. I never thought I would see such a deterioration, and we are jaded. What we are is even us who follow Christ. You could say we become desensitized. We get so used to this stuff. Oh yeah, there's another school shooting. Yep, I knew that one happened. Oh yeah, oh look, a guy just drove his car into a restaurant and killed his daughter. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. These types of things, 10 to 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we would have gone, oh, no way. Now it's, yeah, okay, that happened. Okay, so what's going to happen next? And these crimes are repeated over and over. It is like a script. It is a script that they're following, and it's a script that is diabolical in its simplicity. I will say that. It is absolutely diabolical in its simplicity, and I'm trying to think of a more clever way to describe this to you, but that's it. If you're out there in the chat, pop in, say hi. You can contribute. Now, what is this here? Okay, breaking for Gerabilis and Cerabilis. A VBEID. That's like an IED. Explodes in the city tonight. Several rebels killed during the explosion. I'm guessing this is Syria, and you can see that right there. You can see the remnants, I should say, of the explosion. Now, these 46 common medications are linked to what? Memory loss. I'm going to guess. I'm not going to click on this, but the butcher shop in West Little Rock is on fire right now. Look at that fire right there. Let's pop this open, okay? Look at that fire. Yeah, that's quite something. There was a time in my life when I was a volunteer firefighter. I got close to some stuff like that. And what you don't consider is how hot they are. How hot and how dark. You get inside of a burning building, how dark it can be, and yet how hot it is. How unbearably hot it can get in there sometimes. All right, so we have that. We have all these things going on here. And, okay, why is it that limited or no ads remain? I'm looking at my email right now. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to hop back over to what's important. Okay. I don't try to monetize my videos or my streams, folks. I know better. I know that I'm not going to. My stuff is not going to be monetized. So instead, I encourage you to check out my books. I encourage you to use the super chat if you would. And again, so this is a picture of the daughter that Deputy Caitlin Self. She was a police officer. Was one of 2 people killed while off duty at the Surf and Turf Lodge. Her father intentionally drove his SUV into her while she was seated in the restaurant and killed her. I don't know. If anybody, again, can explain it to me, other than the fact that it's satanic, if anybody can give me a deep psychological reason as to why that would happen, I'd be interested in hearing it. All right, emergency crews are responding to reports of a possible fatal accident on Highway 166 near Cayuma, California. That's always, again, that's always something that, while it may not be breaking national news, it is breaking news to whoever is close to the people who are involved and the people involved. So that's breaking news in certain people's lives, absolutely, and important news to well, again, it may not be news that is going to be earth-shattering, national, international news. The people that are involved in that are going to be very deeply affected. Hang on one second, folks. I want to see what that thing was. Yeah, I know. I know there's no. Yeah, again, YouTube reminding me of something I already know. Again, that I can't monetize a particular video. I didn't even try to. That's the thing. I don't know why they feel like they need to remind me of that. All right, so what's going on over here, folks? Let me jump back in here and what's going on? There we go. Oh, crazy stuff going on here. There I am right there. All right, what's going on in this chat? Let me see what people are saying. Why do people forget their babies in their cars? Why do they? Why do they? I think they think they're just running inside a store for a couple of minutes, and during that couple of minutes, my baby's going to be fine. It's not going to get that hot. Everything will be a-okay, and that's not the case. Millie Mill, welcome aboard. Hey there yourself. Welcome aboard. Talking about breaking news, talking about the same stuff we were talking about earlier, only different stuff. Same tenor, same conversation, different items. Trying to understand why someone would drive their vehicle intentionally into a restaurant and kill their daughter. Why would someone, and their adult daughter no less, why would someone do that, other than the fact that it's because we've given the demonic realm so much life. Through this culture and society and world's unbelief in Christ, they have given the demonic element so much strength and so much life that it pretty much is running roughshod now in a number of quarters. And especially when you live in Sweden and you want to have a microchip installed into your hand so you can have all your information, your important information stored on that. Again, it seems crazy to me why someone would want to do that, but there we go. Again, it seems like so much of our culture and society is just given itself over to death, and you don't say these things in mockery. I've had to learn not to criticize and put people down who don't believe, criticize and put people down who refuse to open their eyes and see. That's most everybody. Most everybody refuses to open their eyes and see. Okay, most everybody couldn't care less about what's going on outside of their televisions or their living rooms or their case of beer. And I think a lot of it is based in fear. People are afraid to look at the things that maybe those of us in here will look at. You know, I like to think of myself as a watchman at the wall, and it's my responsibility to watch and to report. I believe very strongly in my spirit that's what God wants me to do. Be a watcher, watch and report. Other people don't want to know. They're too afraid to know, and they would rather. You got to. I mean, on one hand, their lives are very simple. They're not concerned with the things that I'm concerned with. They're not trying to keep track of the things I'm trying to keep track of. Their lives are very simple, and in some ways, maybe while I should not be envious, God is not too supportive of envy. I envy people whose lives are that simple. You live a simple life. You go to work, you come home, you drink your beer, you spend time with your wife and your family. You go to bed, you get up, you do it all over again. You go on vacation twice a year. You go to Hawaii, you go to Florida. You get old, you retire, you move to Florida and live with all the other snowbirds down there. It's just a somewhat safe, predictable life. No surprises other than maybe health scares or that type of thing. As where I live a life of where I'm constantly on the edge watching for things. And you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Honestly, folks, I would not have it any other way. There's not a lot popping here at the moment, folks. There's not a lot as far as what's going on in this world and breaking events popping at the moment. Again, it's a Sunday night, and you're not going to see a lot of things pop. But then again, we've had some of these missile strikes on Iranian assets in Syria on Sunday nights. Now, who's in here? Sunrise Sky Watcher, welcome aboard. I like that. The chip to unlock your door or buy snacks. Yeah, it'll be to buy everything pretty soon. Barf 245 with the fish, the French fries, and the mug of beer. You know, I didn't catch anything today. I went out fishing, Barf 245. I didn't even get a bite. I didn't stay out that long. It was windy. It was wet. It wasn't a good a good time to try to catch a bowfin, and I was after bowfin. But I would have been happy with bass, pike, pickerel, rock bass, perch, whatever I could have gotten, but nothing. Out of sync. Those are some good points you make there. The beast is rising within people and hosts their bodies. Keep your lamps burning bright with the Holy Spirit. Absolutely. Amen. Demonic spirit in people. And the thing of it is, so many of these people don't realize. They don't realize what they're giving themselves over to. It is a spiritual battle, not flesh and blood. It's powers, principalities, rulers of dark places, folks. That's what we're fighting right now. And China does have that social credit score for all citizens. It's kind of like your financial credit score. I think the financial credit score is part of the beast system. That too is part of the mark of the beast system. Your credit score is adding value. How much value do you have as a person? The more credit you have, the more you can buy, the more credit you get. The lower your credit, the lower you're allowed to buy, the lower credit is extended to you, basically lowering your value as a person the way the financial system, the banksters see you. And that in of itself, I believe, is beast technology. Absolutely. It's funny how it manifests itself in so many different ways, folks. The mark of the beast and the beginning stages of this one world system which will be run by the Antichrist, who is most likely alive right now. We just don't know I have an idea. I have a guess as to who it might be, but I could be wrong. Read my book, Light, a Wayfarers Story. See who I parody in there, and you'll know what I'm thinking. Okay. Volcano in Hawaii, Kilauea, there was a 4.9. This was posted by this gentleman. I'm Mike Robertson. I know Mike Robertson, isn't he? Yeah, he actually is part of Dabu's group there. I'm Mike Robertson. Breaking earthquake 4.9, volcano, Hawaii, via quake feed. So a 4.9 in Hawaii. Again, big enough to be a concern considering everything else going on there right now. And this again, we don't want to go to the earthquake hashtag. Bick. Oh, come on now. Don't do something stupid on me. Don't be stuck here like this. Yeah, see, that's what happened. You see? Yeah, we're going to go back. I had to take down the video of my last live stream that I did because I was showing you folks that video of Kilauea's eruptions that this person posted on Twitter. Well, it had copyrighted music in it, so I got a heads up from YouTube, and instead of fighting it, I just deleted the video. It's better because they weren't going to be able to remove the music from the video. I never thought about that, so I've got to be more careful of that. So you had this 4.9. You had this 4.9. Taking place near Kilauea. All right, so again, slow out there, but it's a Sunday night, folks, and that's what happens. I don't know why I keep showing you my Twitter page. I really don't know, because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing right now. I'm going to pay more attention. Okay, I'm going to pop back in here again. We're going to see what's going on in the Chatterooski. And we'll stay with this a while longer. Yes, he could be out of sync. He absolutely could be. Obama also trying to be UN secretary. Yeah, these are all things that we're on the verge of right now, folks. Absolutely so. I gotta let you know. Whitefish is good, and jackfish too. Not so much pickerel for me. Too many bones. Jackfish. Are you referring to? Do you call northern pike jackfish? I think in Canada they may refer to northern pike as jackfish. Whitefish are good. I've eaten them. I don't eat anything that I catch. I release everything that I catch. So I just catch them for sport and let them go. But I like to catch big bowfin. They call them dogfish. YouTube copyright detection system is part of the beast system. Oh, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. You see, those of us in here right now, this small gathering, again, it's like so many of mine lately, just not much. But we're a small group that we're all awake in here. We're all very much awake and aware. We know what's going on, and you know, we are blessed to be awake. It's painful at the same time too, but it's a blessing to be awake. If you're out there, pop into the chat, say hi, folks. We're just, you know, I'm going to say this again. And this author right here, you're looking at it right here. The release of a book being an excellent read now at a special price is not breaking news, okay? I wish I could tweet my books. When I tweet my books, I don't use the breaking hashtag. I just don't, because it's not breaking news. Breaking news is breaking news. And somebody tweeted earlier, and I shared it, about the misuse of the breaking news hashtag. Okay, now back to the situation. Storm watch Atlanta. 60-mile-per-hour winds now in central Heard County has prompted the National Weather Service to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. Again, in central Heard County, if you're in that area, near that area, if you're familiar with it, again, nothing to take lightly, folks. These storms should never be taken lightly. Even a thunderstorm can be deadly. They can knock over trees. They can knock down power lines. Flash floods, all things that are truly dangerous to all of us, and we can't be taking these things lightly. So, you know, here I am looking at trending United States trends right now. Really, not a lot I'm interested in. Again, if you're a hockey fan, the expansion Las Vegas Golden Knights. This is their first season. They have defeated the Winnipeg Jets, and they're moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals. That's quite an achievement for a first-year expansion team of any sport. I don't care if it's hockey or what it is. That's quite an achievement for them. You know, I'm not a huge hockey fan, but I kind of, you know, I'm not. Sports, again, for me, are entertainment, okay? Sports should never distract us. Sports should never distract us from watching the world and being active participants in doing God's work. But sports are entertainment, but they need to be regarded just as that, as entertainment, not as a, for so many people, they are absolutely a way of life. Everything is about sports, and I can't do that. I just can't. For me, they're just, again, they're entertainment. Gazan set self on fire to protest salary freeze. Wow. I mean, that's, I guess that person's probably not going to be worried about their salary anymore if they burn themselves to death. That's for sure, folks. If you're out there in the chat again, or if you're out in the, I should say in the community, if you're watching, and before I go any further, Millie Mill, that's a good point. Life isn't a sport. It is not a sport. And no, absolutely, you know, sports are fun, sports are entertaining, but it is not a sport. And it should never distract us. Never. Just like movies should never distract us. Anything that we do for entertainment. Fishing. Sometimes fishing distracts me. It's like, oh, I'm thinking about going fishing right now. I should do some more videos, but no, I want to go fishing. That's what I did today. I was on a roll this morning reporting the news. I got 3 up right away, 3 news reports, and then I thought, you know, I got to get out there and fish. I just had to get out of here. I had to get out of here, so I did that. And I'm not regretting it. Oh, gosh. Sports can be a false idol. Absolutely it can be, and it is. It is. Oscars and all the award shows are distractions. These are all things, and they are intentional distractions to get our mind off of paying attention to what's really going on. Folks, if you're out there and you haven't popped into the chat yet, please do so. Let me know you're here. Subscribe to my channel. Give this a thumbs up, this stream. Share it if you would. There is the super chat. If you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you'll be posted right up on top in the chat when you do that. My new book, Light, a Wayfarer Story. Again, if you're a world watcher, especially where America is concerned and going into the future of America, check that out. You know, the Kindle's only $1.99. Paperback's only $7.99. James Coop, hello. Welcome aboard, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you in there. Yeah, wine. I don't drink. I haven't had a drop of alcohol since 1994. And the reason why I stopped drinking, of course, that was long before I came to Christ. I was in a band in 1994 called Groovetown Fire Department, and my bass player at the time, again, I am sharing stories. My my bass player at the time was going to AA. He basically had been pulled over for DWI, I think, twice. And he was told, you either go to AA or you go to jail. So he started going to AA. So I used to like to drink Molson Canadian. I used to love Molson Canadian. And I would pop a Molson open in front of him, and I would just see him lusting for that beer. It's like, oh, I want that beer. Oh. So I stopped drinking in front of my bass player. I stopped drinking in front of him. Within a week, I lost my taste for alcohol completely. And I never had a drop ever again. And you know what? I don't like the feeling of having a buzz anyway. I don't like the feeling of being out of control, of being under the influence of alcohol or something else. I smoked weed in high school. That's way, way, way back. I didn't like the feeling of being high. I did not like the feeling. So my dance with Mary Jane was not very long because I did not like that, and it made me paranoid. I like being sharp as a tack. I like being sharp in my sleep even. I like to be aware and awake all the time. Maybe that's why I don't sleep so well, because I'm always, hey, what's going on? I'm going to have some fish cake. I'm going to have some fish cake, Barf 245, absolutely. So let me jump back to the news, folks. I don't want to bore you with all my stories. I could tell stories all night long. I've had a very rich life. I truly have. A lot of experiences, a lot of interesting things I could share with you without going too deeply into any. But there it is again. Same author, Breaking, another one of her books. She I don't know. That just troubles me. What's this? Okay, Vega Stealer malware targeting marketing, public relations, and advertising. Maybe we ought to check this one out, folks. Let's go have a look at this one. Because malware, of course, in this computer age is a huge concern of us, and waiting for things to open and load is also a huge concern for us. All right, let me see where this is at here as far as you being able to see it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna blow this up, and I'm gonna read some of this with you because this looks interesting. So here we go. Alrighty, you can probably see that much better now. Okay, Vega Stealer malware targeting marketing, public relations, and advertising sectors. Okay, I'd probably be doing a video on this if I wasn't doing a live stream, but researchers have come across a new ransomware variant named Vega Stealer that is taking special aim at those in the marketing, advertising, public relations, and retail manufacturing industries. Now, the malware, a variant of August Stealer, I'd never heard of that, or Vega Stealer, is an information stealer able to swipe credentials and credit card information stored in the Chrome and Firefox browsers, along with documents from the infected computers, Proofpoint researchers reported. Now, the folks in Sweden would probably say, well, if you had all the information on that microchip in your hand, they wouldn't be able to steal it. Nonsense. Nonsense. Better to have them steal it than to have it on that chip. Now, Vega was first spotted when a low-volume email campaign was detected by Proofpoint in early May using subject lines that contained item return and our company need online store from a scratch. Now, see, that sounds like the email that I get. That's definitely written by someone who doesn't know English very well. Our company need online store from a scratch. Oh, my goodness. The campaign was aimed at individuals and lists of people, but all were included in the same group of targets. In each case, the phishing email contained a document with malicious macros that the victim had to enable. So that's basically what we have as far as that goes. Vega Stealer. If you work in the retail sectors, you might want to be aware of this thing, especially if you need something from a scratch. Okay, if you get an email telling you that someone needs something from a scratch, I mean, is that when they say that, is that like this? I mean, a scratch like this? I don't know, but beware of that, folks. Beware of that if you are working in any of those sectors, that you might encounter that Vega Stealer malware, and please be careful. Be careful. What else is happening here, folks? The Tamuk Javelinas baseball team earned spot in the NCAA Division II World Series for the first time. I've never heard of Tamuk Javelinas, but congratulations to them. And again, there's the a building on Hermitage is on fire. I don't know where Hermitage is. But again, these are events, folks, that aren't really of national import, and yet important to people who might be affected by them directly. Just because it's not a big story, it may be affecting somebody else directly. So who do we have in here? Wesley Boyd is in. Welcome aboard. Amy C, of course, all gone, out of sync. Millie Mill. Welcome aboard, folks. I'm glad you're here. Going to stay with us a few more minutes. I was hoping that there would be more along the lines of breaking news, but it's a Sunday night. I got to remember, it's a Sunday night. So the powers that shouldn't be don't schedule a lot of events for the Sunday nights, okay? Except maybe something in the Middle East involving Israel and Iran in Syria. Those have been Sunday night events. That's what I was trying to say. Now, Barf 245, mainstream media more worried about the leftist gun grab shootout at a Texas school and then the airplane crash in Cuba. Yes, well, it's because they are pushing that agenda. They want the gun grab. That's why, of course, they are favoring that. It's the old story, if it bleeds, it leads, and those stories bleed, and plus that's their agenda. The mainstream media is it's the fourth estate. It's part of the government. Out of sync, thanks for being here. God bless you, my friend. The mainstream media is as much a part of the government as the White House, as the Senate, as the House, just as much. And the Chinese bombers are landing in the Spratlys. Yes, they are. That's a situation. I'm curious to see how the U.S. is going to react to that. Would it be sanctions? Would it be something more significant? They are all gone pushing for regional dominance, absolutely. But, folks, I think because it's kind of slow news-wise here right now, I'm going to beg off. I'm going to probably hit the hay so I can get up nice and early and start working on the news in the morning. But again, I want to thank Barf 245, All Gone, Out of Sync, Millie Mill, Amy C. Who else was in here? There was somebody further up there. Wesley Boyd. Anybody else that I forgot? Yeah, there was Kuda Woosawin. Oh, again, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you all for being in here. I greatly appreciate you. Folks, I greatly appreciate you. If any of you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Please give this a thumbs up. I'm putting up news videos every day. Coffee would be wonderful right now, Barf 245, but I've got to go to bed. I have to. God bless you all, folks. This is Jim signing off. Remember, what do I always say? Do not be given over to the spirit of fear, but instead of the power of love and of a sound mind that comes through our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. God bless you, folks. I'll see you very soon, I'm sure.